Hello everybody, welcome to Vintage Craft and Chat on Day Trip Vintage Company. My name is Julie and today we are doing a fun craft with watercolors, book pages and watercolors. We meet every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. We go live, we do craft tutorials, mostly paper crafting, junk journal type crafts. I made a really fun kind of patriotic 4th of July craft last night that I'll share in the coming weeks that's more decor oriented, right, for our patriotic decor. So that'll be coming up, kind of going back to my roots a little bit with the assemblages, but always paper crafting, always paper crafting. And what else? Yeah, today we are doing a bit of just a fun project with watercolors. So I'm a very novice painter. I've just, I've casually played around with watercolors in the past, and I came up with this idea last week, and because I thought it would be a fun sort of take, if any of you missed the video that I did several weeks ago, I made these little envelopes out of paper towel rolls and toilet paper rolls. And I used one of my botanical books. I have several botanical books in my collection that I love to craft with. And so I sort of used the whole page for that. You know, I did a little fussy cutting, but we don't always find these things, right? Of course, we could do printables. We can find colorful florals, but we don't maybe get lucky enough to come across things at estate sales or thrift stores. So I thought, well, how could we replicate this look, but maybe with book pages, with black and white book image pages. So so these were sort of the jumping off point. You can go back and watch that video. And today we are just going to be watercolor painting on just black and white book images. So here are some that I pulled out of my, I have this Sunset Western Garden book. This is a book I've had in my collection for a while. I don't know if this is regional. I don't know. I know Sunset Magazine, I think it originated here on the West Coast, so it may be a regional book. I see these all the time. I probably see at least several of these every time I go to my local Savers. And in fact, my mom had one that was hers that was in, and I have my mom's, so this is a second copy that I had picked up at some point in time. But it has really great, it doesn't have color images. It has all these really great black and white images. We can see here. And they're great. Now, black and whites are great. Of course, when we do neutrals, black and whites are great with the creams. And if we want to do masterboards and keep a really neutral look. But I thought it would be fun today to sort of turn them into colorful images, and I'll show you a few. When I do the down camera, I will also show. So here's one, and that was a black and white image, and I just watercolored it, and then I added some other little doodads to it. And you can make these, and these would be great, obviously journaling cards. You can add some lined paper on the back, but they would also make really great gift tags. Be great gift tags for Mother's Day, just to pull out a simple, doesn't even have to be a botanical, but pull out a simple black and white image out of a book, or even just print one off on the computer. I know there's a lot of great black and white printables, and then just add a little bit of simple watercolor and you have a really sweet gift tag. Or you could turn it into a card, right? Do a little square and glue it in the front. So there's another one that I painted, and here's another one here. So really simple way to transform. And let's see here, let me make sure I kind of touched on everything. I did. So I think I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to do downscope and then let's get started. Oh, Angela is here. Hi, Angela. Hello. Did you grab your watercolors? We're going to be doing watercolor painting today. So, oh, good. I'm glad you just got home. Good. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around and then we'll just sort of look at the paints and talk about that a little bit. Let me swing it around here and then I'll change it. I don't want to get you guys too dizzy. Change my camera. There we go. We have our down camera. Get all my stuff out of the way. Very messy today. In fact, let me move this a little bit over here so I can get a little bit straighter. And I'll kind of clear some things off my desk. So of course, this is the book that I'm working out of today, but I could probably pick up any book in my collection that I do paper crafting with. I can find tons of black and white in children's books. I mean, I could probably find a bunch of them very quickly, something that's a black and white. So I'm going to put this off to the side. And also, I would love to know if any of you ever see Sunset Magazine, if it's just a regional thing. Obviously, this is for the western part of the United States, but I would love to know that if you guys see those in your area. Okay. And today I'm working with just a very inexpensive paint set. In fact, I was asking my daughter, this was left over from high school. She in one of her art classes. And I think this was actually part of, all the students contributed a certain amount of money and the teacher bought them supplies. And so this was just one of the inexpensive. This is Reeves brand. So it's a student grade. But again, I think she even looked it up and Googled it quickly for me. And I think this is like an $8 set, but you don't need anything expensive. I think the Dollar Tree sets would probably work just as well. And I enjoy mixing colors also. Oh, hi, Kathy. Oh, is that today? Okay. I'll have to go back and watch that. Oh, that's fun. I bet everybody's enjoying. Good. That is good to know. Good to know. So yeah, as long as you have the basic colors, you can, mix and blend. And here are our tags. I'm going to put those to the side so those don't get wet. They don't get super wet, but we might get wet. And one of the other things that I discovered when I was playing around with this project is I kept a piece of, this is just dictionary paper, that kind of thin dictionary paper. And I kept it off to the side as I was cleaning my brush in between. And look how cool that is. Just kind of the cleaning and taking the color off my brush. So we'll do something really fun with this at a later date. So I should have put that in the supplies. I didn't. I need to go back and adjust that for people that are watching after the fact, but this will come in handy. And then the other thing I discovered is, of course, I had a paper towel next to me, and look how cool that is. We've got some really great colors on that too. So I think I'll continue to use this today. But yeah, because this could actually take a little bit more color, but this will be really nice to decoupage. We can just use it like a napkin. And this was one, I don't know, I guess maybe I had two of those half sheets. And then the other thing I pulled out to kind of test too, to see how it takes the color. Again, when we're cleaning our brush, is I have a dried out, one of those wet wipes that I had used for something. I think it has some distress oxide ink. So we'll test that. And then this was the like a third layer of a napkin. So I was doing some decoupaging last night, and so this is the third layer. Sometimes the second layer has a bit of the print on it, but this is like that very back layer that's just all white. So we will play around with that. And I have more dictionary pages here. I have some pages from that same Sunset book, and then I pulled out some kind of older book pages too. So this is kind of a twofer, where we will have some really fun tags at the end of it, and then we'll be able to play around with, in fact, let me put that one to the side because I think that one's pretty good. And let's see, what do we want to have out here? Maybe I'll keep another dictionary page. I'll put this to the side. This is from the book. And then maybe I'll pull out one of these. Let's do this one of these vintage book pages here. There we go. Let's stick these out of the way. So much stuff on my desk here. Okay. And certainly you can just paint, a lot of us, we have the Kraft mats, but I also grabbed this at the Dollar Tree the other day. I thought it would be handy to have in my craft area, and it's just one of these really thin placemats, but it's plastic, so it's easy to wipe off, and the paint wasn't sticking with it at all. Hi, Terry. Welcome. Well, good. In and out. In and out is good. Oh, I'm excited you're here. Hello. I know Kathy's kind of back and forth. We have a friend here in the YouTube community that's on, two friends that's on another friend's channel, and they're doing a live vintage sale. So I think we'll probably have quite a bit of people that are back and forth. But I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're having a good day. And let's go through. So I had cut out a few images a few days ago, but I really want to work with this one. Let's work with this one. I love the look of it, and it's kind of reminding me of Mother's Day a little bit. So let's work with this one. And I'm going to let's see what's on the back. I'm just going to come in. I'm just going to use my scissors. And we may come back and clean this up later with the paper trimmer, but scissors will work just as well. And you know me, I love to kind of do a sandwich of paper. So usually I'll take whatever my kind of focal paper is on the front, and then I'll sandwich a piece of thin craft paper or cardstock in the middle, and then we'll put paper on the back. That's kind of my general way how I like to construct my tags. And let's get here. And I've really been enjoying, I bought these several years ago. I don't know if I got them on Amazon. Probably, they probably came from Amazon. And they are these watercolor, let's see, how do I get the top off here? They're watercolor, I'm sorry, actually, I think I'm going to use this one. This one seems a little, I didn't realize there may be different sizes. So they're this great pen, and it has a receptacle that holds water, and then it has just a basic brush tip, and they're great because you don't have to have, they're great for travel too, but you don't have to have your glass and your brush. And obviously in our household, we have tons and tons of paintbrushes between myself and my daughter, but these are fun. They really come in handy. But again, you can just use the standard brush. A lot of the sets come with the brushes, of course. And I'm just going to come in here and start painting. And it's almost like a coloring book. It's not much different than coloring with pencils or pens. It's kind of the same thing. I'm trying to think of what color. I think we'll work on this. Well, we'll work on this side since I'm right-handed, and maybe we'll do multiple colors. So actually some of these colors were mixed from years and years ago. I've been playing with this palette for a number of years. I'm going to actually grab a little bit more. I think we'll do some pink and purple. So I'm going to grab a little bit more red here because I think we'll be using quite a bit of that. And I've seen people do different techniques. I've seen them have a spray bottle and they spray their paint and they'll spray their paper and different techniques. This has just been working for me, but I probably will play with different things as I go along. So I'm going to get a little bit of red, and then we're going to come over here. Let me get rid of these scissors because I want to pick up some of the blue. So I'm going to come over here, and actually let's do it on the paper. And I'm just going to pull off some of this red just so I can clean out my, ooh, look how pretty that is. I like this on the vintage paper, just so I can get this this red kind of pink out of here. We'll just kind of let that sit on there a little bit. How beautiful is that? I'm going to take my paper towel here. I'm going to double it up. Let's get rid of that. And it's great. The more you just keep squeezing on the handle, and then you'll find once the water is clear, then it's pretty clean. It's pretty clean. Let me make sure I'm let's see. Kathy's saying, I dyed a whole stack of paper last night. I made a template and printed lines on most of them first. Ooh, so did you use, yeah, Terry's asking if you use coffee. Did you use coffee, tea? Did you use some of that, which I still need to do, the egg dye, right? Let us know. Let us know. Okay. And I'm actually going to let this flow a little bit. It's pretty wet. I'm going to see if I can get the paint to flow down a little bit. I love the way the vintage paper. Okay, and I'm just going to squeeze, and I'm going to come in here and pick up a little bit of blue. I'm trying to get a kind of a purpley color. Pick up a little bit of that. I'll squeeze a little water in there. And I love, if you don't have a palette lid, probably most do, but you can certainly use a paper plate or something like that. But it's nice to be able to mix in the lid because, like I said, a lot of this was all mixed from years ago, and then you can just wet it and reactivate it. So I'm just going to come in here and just randomly color in the flowers. And I think I'll do a little bit of combination. Maybe we'll do pink and purple. Maybe on this one. I love this. So fun and relaxing. And I actually pulled these paints out a couple weeks ago. I had posted on Instagram that I kind of started ripping into that Victorian bridal book that I had hauled maybe earlier or last month it was. And all well, I would say all, majority, probably 99% of the images in there are black and white. And so I had pulled out my paints and I've been having fun with that. That project will probably show up maybe later this month or next month. And that was fun. Same thing. It's just kind of like coloring. Let's see here. Kathy's saying coffee, and then I did a package of the egg dye. Ooh, send me a picture. Send me a picture. I can share it if you want. I know you're kind of between the other the sales. Yeah, it is so I mean, this is like an instant way to bring something fun to your journaling cards or your envelopes or your junk journals. And it's like if you can color in a coloring book, it's the same thing. And I'm keeping my paint really dry. It's not very wet. It's very, very dry, which is probably not the way most people paint or do watercolors. I know there's like professional ways of doing it, and I'm certainly not a professional, but I keep it pretty dry so that because I'm working in such a small area, I'll pull this up here in a second so you guys can see. yeah, I don't want it too wet because I don't want it to flow beyond the borders of the black outline. So, and it's kind of forgiving, but I am definitely keeping it kind of dry. Go back in here a little bit. And I definitely know we all have tons of black and white images in all the books that we have, that we've gathered in our stash to, let me do this one over here, to paper craft with. And I'll pull that up. And look how easy that is, just by adding a little bit of the purple paint. And I think I'll come in and do kind of a two-tone. We'll do some pink in there. Hi, Leanne. Good morning. I can say good morning to you because I know it's morning. We're on the same, we're on the Pacific Standard Time. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, you have to let it dry? Okay. Totally get that. I totally get that. I'm glad you're here, Leanne. Yeah, I hope it's a good day. Okay, so let's switch to a different color. So let's come over here and let's put, oh my gosh, I'm loving the look of the vintage paper with the paint on it. So we'll just kind of get all of that off there till it starts to kind of clear up a little bit. We will let these run together. Oops. Get it on the other paper, which is fine to do. And we're just playing. We're just playing here. Let those kind of go into each other a little bit. I think I need to, I will need to get some more book pages out, I think. How cool is that? Just that is cool. That's going to have a cool look. Let me get this out of here, and then I'll come over to my paper towel and just clean it off a little bit more. There we go. And I do already have some pink here, so I think I'll just reactivate it. I'm just going to put a little bit of water, squeeze my brush, and reactivate that pink a little bit. Maybe I'll add a little bit more of this red in here. It's kind of a pinky red. Let me see if it's kind of a different enough color from our purple. I just wanted to get a little bit, and I put my brush in there just now because I wanted to get a little bit more of a point on the tip of my brush. And I would say if you're doing a black and white image, obviously that's very, very detailed, you want a brush that is fairly small. You'll be less frustrated. And again, the brushes do not need to be expensive. I have many that are like Dollar Tree level. My daughter did buy me some nicer ones several years ago as I think it was birthday or Mother's Day. She did buy me some nicer brushes, but definitely a finer tipped brush. You won't get as frustrated. Wow, that's really drying. It's drying a lot up here. Are you still waking up, Leanne? Well, that's good. Doesn't it feel good? I don't sleep in enough. Kind of sleep in, and I don't do that enough. Not to say you slept in, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You're probably having your coffee or your tea and just kind of taking on your day. And what else is everybody doing today? I know Kathy's waiting for her paper to dry. Angela went out and did some shopping. Terry's in and out. Get out and walk. Yeah, get out in the sun. You know what? I remember last week I was saying I felt so kind of discombobulated last Thursday when we were on. And I think that was it. Like my morning was different. And so I walked this morning with my neighbor. She had a meeting. We would have had like a full hour, but we had to kind of delay it a little bit. So we got about 40 minutes in, and I just feel so much better today. I think that helped a lot. I need to kind of stick to what works in the morning. And I also did, I'm better if I have a routine before I come on here, sit down and take notes. And even if I'm just up and down with it, yeah. It's funny how when you get out of your routine. I don't know what is going on with this. Maybe it's just not wet enough. Maybe I messed my my thing up when I was painting. There we go. I was painting all these other ones. Didn't seem like it was pointy enough. This probably seems very, it's like a very slow process here. Oh, we're getting some color on there. Sunshine helps a lot, really helps me to get out in the sun. Kind of changes my whole day. If I get out and walk early in the morning, my whole day just feels better. And it probably has something to do with the sun. You can. Yes, acrylic paint works really well watered down. That is a great suggestion, Kathy. And maybe we'll play with that one week too. Yes, it works really great. And I have a ton of acrylic paints here at the house. So maybe that would be fun to test that some week, because a lot of us too, we have kids and grandkids, and we all have lots of acrylic paint hanging around that's probably been in our houses for a while. Oh no, Angela, no sun. Oh no, in the 50s and raining today. Well, I'm glad you did all your errands and you're inside so you could be cozy. Be cozy today. Oh, you too, Kathy, raining and kind of cold. It's good to be inside then. This is a good activity too on one of those kind of days. Just to sit and relax. I don't know, like the tip of this pen, I'm going to change, but this one seems thicker. I'm going to change over to this one. Although this seems like a bigger tipped one. Let's see. Ooh, much better. I don't know what that tip is. It keeps separating and splaying out. So maybe I did something to it. Maybe I needed to dry it in a certain way or something. Ooh, much better. Much better. Much quicker. Getting some color on here. The gardener left, so that's good. We won't have the gardener noise. That's also a plus. Maybe, let's see, maybe let's mix an even darker, what color is this? Let me see what this one is. I think this is like a turquoisey, kind of a turquoisey blue. Let's see if we can get, ooh, actually that would be pretty. I'm going to put, let's kind of clean that off. Let's add a little bit of red to that. Let's see if we can get even like a deeper purple even. We'll put some red on that and see what that does. What we get here. Kind of a dark purple. All right. Oops, I got a big old plop of water right there. Now this is like really saturated. Well, let's see how that looks. It's nice with that little bit more blue in it. When did Doug and Jen Eads sale start, Kathy? Did that start right at 11 too? That's so fun. Doug came, well, he's been on Jan's, right? He's done some stuff on Jan's channel before. So fun. Let's see, what did Angela say? I'm getting lost in the watercolor. I just ran to get something from the car. We were using these manila prescription folders. Oh, you weren't using them anymore. And they said I could have, score. Nice. Oh, they will work perfect. Are they big manila folders or little ones? Oh my gosh. I'm making tab dividers for Katie's vintage postcards she uses for her live sale. Awesome. Are you making them? Are you going to make them out of the manila ones, or you're just making like cardboard dividers? What a great idea. I kind of started doing that. I'm still kind of working on some projects with that that antique wooden box that I keep a lot of my ephemera in. Very nice. She's going to love those. She will love having those. Are you collaging them? Are you kind of zhuzhing them up, or just making them kind of as is? Let's see. Do we have a lot of purple? We don't have too much purple on that. So I think that's okay. All right, let's get into our green. I'm just going to add some color into the green that I had here that I mixed up earlier in the week. All right, let me see if I can get in here and get a little bit of this darker green. Maybe we'll put a little bit of a contrast here. Good, okay. All right, let's see. What are we going to do on these big flowers? Maybe we'll make this one kind of a purpley, this one at the top. Color in those leaves. We will do it like a little variegated. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, good. They started at 10:30. Good. I'm excited to watch out of the manila folders. Yes, definitely send me a pic. when you get, and then Angela said she's going to collage them up or do like the hidden paper clip stuff. Nice. Nice. Oh my gosh, those are going to look so good. Isn't it fun to make, take something that's just a, kind of a utilitarian thing, but make it look cute like that? I love that. And it's something she'll have for a very long time. It's made to last. She'll get a ton of use out of it and enjoyment. And why might not make utilitarian things cool, right? That purple is very, very wet. It's much too wet. Needs to dry out a little bit. I'm gonna mix some over here because it is it's a big blobby mess there. I'll let that one dry a little bit. Let it dry a little bit more. I'll make this one pink. That's nice. And maybe I'll come in and add a little bit of purple, maybe at the borders of this pink one. We'll get a little bit of a mixture here. A little bit of shading, nothing too tricky. Definitely watercolor, and like Kathy said, if you're taking the acrylic paint and watering it down, it's just fun to play with and kind of pick up little techniques as you go along. And I'll add a little bit of pink green in here. Andrew said each piece is 6 inches by about 16 inches long, so I can get a couple out of each. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Nice. Isn't it? I love when I get upcycled packing material. So that's nice that you got a bunch of air pockets. That's wonderful. I am getting to where I don't have, like I had a huge pile of boxes. I have purchased boxes for when I sell like handmade or my assemblages. I have brand new boxes, but I have worked through my big box stack that I had in the garage. So I'm getting to the point, like if I buy something from somebody or I get an Amazon shipment and I get a box, boy, like my family knows, do not throw the box away, that I need it. I'm like a little desperate for boxes. I probably should ask like my neighbors and stuff. And I had a huge stash back last year. But when I came back to listing a lot on Etsy, boy, I really went through them. I think the other thing was a lot of items that were a pound plus, I had all of those listings set up to ship be a priority. But when the post office changed, they restructured the first class and did the ground advantage thing. And I changed that. So I changed that in the shop, and then because obviously I was using priority boxes a lot, and now I never use priority boxes. Everybody just they can choose, but everybody goes for the ground advantage, obviously, because it's much cheaper than the priority. I'm almost to the point where I probably even need to buy some larger boxes. And I like reusing boxes too, because I feel like that's good for the environment, like bringing home your packing bubbles too. That's a good upcycle. Do you use those a lot too in your shipping? The air pockets? I don't use them much. I'm a big paper, the packing paper. I kind of wad that up. That what do I want to say? It's like the newspaper print. I go through not a lot of it, but that's usually what I use. So I don't use air pockets enough, but I feel like my things are heavier, and I'm afraid of the air pockets. You don't have a good comfort level, but I do have quite a bit of a stash. But if it's something lightweight, like a basket or something like that, yeah, definitely use the air pockets. Amazon always has lots of air pockets in their packaging. And I don't use, I do have a bag. If I get packing peanuts, I upcycle them. And I used to have a huge bag. It seemed like I was receiving packages often with them in there, and not so much anymore. So I've gone through those quite a bit too. I'm kind of doing a messy job here, but this is definitely one of those crafts that it's good just to sit. Maybe it's more of a sit down and be by yourself craft, but it's so relaxing. I've been sitting here at my craft table a lot the last week or so, just kind of grabbing things and painting them and having fun with it. It's kind of a nice, like, treat yourself activity. Oh, here comes a helicopter. Got the helicopter noise going on. And let's see, let's do a little bit of this pink. I wish that purple would dry out. I put so much water in it. Way oversaturated that purple. Leanne says she uses the air pockets on top to kind of fill the space so the box is more sturdy without a ton of weight added. Yeah, and that's good too if you have larger a larger box, because that's what you have at your disposal. Yeah, and fill up that space. Oh my gosh, I started getting in the 4th of July mode last night, and I made the cutest. I almost want to show you guys, but I'm not going to show you because it'll show up. here in a couple weeks, but it's so cute. So cute. I've had something in my stash that I bought probably a couple years ago, and I've wanted to make a craft with it for forever. And I knew when I found it that it would be a great 4th of July type patriotic thing. And so last night I was like, okay, I got it out. And oh, it was after we were done, Leanne. Kind of, yeah, maybe a little bit later after we were done with our little Golden Book series. And if anybody's watching the replay and they've missed, Leanne, Crafty Kitty Vintage, and I are doing a really fun little Golden Book tutorial series. So basically taking you from start to finish. And at the end of the series, you will have a completed junk journal, little Golden Book junk journal. Yesterday was what part was it? I'm getting so, Leanne knows I'm getting so confused with the parts. Was it part 3, I think? Yesterday we showed everyone how to sew in their signatures. And it was really fun. And yeah, so when later in the day after we were done, I got out this one supply. And it's so cute. Also makes me feel good because I've had it for so long. And it's just been, I occasionally run across it in the cabinet. Like I really need to do that craft. But it's fun when you have something in your head and it's good to finally use it. And it's good to finally like, okay, that's how that turned out. That you had thought about a long time ago. Was part 3. Okay. My gosh, I don't know what is it, Leanne? These parts are like confusing me. I've been doing the thumbnails for us just to keep them, looking the same or generally the same, so that when people look in the playlist or they come on our channels, there's some, it looks familiar. And yeah, I've messed up multiple times now with putting like wrong dates and wrong parts. I just can't. I think I have an issue with numbers. I'm not good with numbers sometimes. Numbers and date. Yeah, I definitely have a number thing because I've messed dates up on things before. I think one time I put like the wrong date or time or something on a thumbnail. And Debbie, my Vagabond Style, like she messaged me like the morning of. She's like, I think you have the wrong time or something. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you for catching that. Yeah. And I feel like I double check myself a lot. I try to be careful and I double check, but clearly I don't. I miss it. Yeah, I miss it. It happens. No, with me, it happens a lot. It happens a lot though, Leanne. I definitely, yeah, I have some kind of number thing going on. Difficulty with numbers. I had that when I was a kid too. Sometimes I would get certain numbers and certain letters even mixed up between letters and numbers. I'm self-diagnosing myself. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to come in and put a little bit of kind of this blue in here. I'll speed it up a little bit. And then we'll add some get that to dry up a little bit. And do a little bit of close up. Anyway, there's kind of where we're at. This is simple. and pretty. And obviously you can be as detailed as you want. Oh, I think I'm okay. Now that my purple's a little drier, I'll come back into this one here at the top and color that in a little bit better. And as you can see, I'm definitely going outside the lines. I'm not doing good at kind of staying in the lines. It's probably a combination of, yeah, talking and doing it at the same time. I'll come in here and do a little bit of squiggle. And maybe we'll add a little bit of, let's do that. We'll add a little bit of center in here. Maybe we'll pick up a little bit. I don't know, do flowers have orange in the middle? I feel like I want to put a little bit of orange. I'll put a little bit of orange in this one. I don't even know what, let's see, what flowers are these? There are tall snaps. It might be a bellflower. Oh yeah, the bellflower strain with round open flowers that scarcely resemble snapdragons. They grow 18 inches high. That's very cool. So I guess we're making them a little snapdragon-y looking. I know snapdragons don't have orange middles, but our bellflowers now have orangey middles in them. Why not? And I realized too, I completely missed the Mother's Day. Last week I should have done, I don't know, I need to get better with thinking ahead. And I've been fairly good with the calendar planning, but I realized I completely missed the opportunity to do something that was very, very Mother's Day specific. But you could definitely take this idea and make very simple Mother's Day cards or a little gift tag to go on a Mother's Day package. This would be a really great craft for that, most definitely. I think I definitely want to do something that's very Father's Day specific, I think. In fact, I wrote that on the calendar. In fact, I was wrapping up, actually I could change that. I could make one of these into a tag. I was wrapping my my stepmom's Mother's Day gift. I need to get that in the mail today. They live like 3 hours away, so Priority gets it there really quick. That's pretty. Let me put a little bit more pink here. I think we'll call that done. I'll add a little bit more green into this one. Does Katie do that a lot, Angela? I just do not know what that is. It's something. It's probably some, I don't know. It's probably something that I don't want to say learning disability, but something. I think my dad has kind of something with numbers too. Okay, I think that's cute. I think that looks good. We're going to call that done so we can move on. But very cute. Look how easy, simple and easy. And I probably took more time with it than because I'm sitting here chit-chatting, but I think that's really cute. And I think it's fairly dry enough. Let's see if we think it's dry enough that we can turn it into a tag that quick. I'm going to blow on it a little bit. You know what? We'll let that dry a little bit, and then let's add, because this purple is so wet. Let's add a little bit of, let's take a little bit of this wet and get it on our paper here. Let's do that since we're kind of sitting here. Oh, this is so pretty. I can't wait to do something with this. Let's add in, I'm just going to add color into these wet spots here. Take advantage of the fact that we have a lot of too much water over here. I love this color. This color is like a oh my gosh, look how pretty that. It's like this really neat kind of turquoisey blue. So let's get that really saturated. And I don't know what we'll do with this, but we'll do something fun. Come up with a cool craft with that. Yeah, I should dry that out. Actually, the tag, what we'll make the tag in, it's pretty dry. Oh, you mean like this? Yeah, I'll blot. Let me put more color over here. Let's get some green over in here. Let's get some green in this wet. And then, you know what? I'll lay the, I love Kathy's idea of the cloth. We'll try to play around with this. What am I trying to say? Find your words, Julie. The wet thing. What do we call it? What do you call that? The wet thing. The wipe, the dried out wipe. Let's try this. Let's try this. And I've had this sitting next to me in my my little bin for probably a month. Like I set it over there for just doing something like this. Let's see what that does, if it's cool. Very cool. Very cool. So it picked up a little bit of the moisture. So what we'll do, kind of like the paper towels, I'll just kind of keep using it and working. I'll keep using it and working as we do other watercolor things. So it did pick up, but look how cool this is. And I actually like almost the way, and it's because the paper's different. I actually almost like the way the really vintage book page looks, and it's just a different look. And that's the dictionary page, because this paper is much thicker too. It's that kind of cotton looking thick paper, but that's really cool. Maybe I'll come in and add a little bit more. So I like looking at the difference of that. Okay, this is dry enough. So let's see here. Let's look what I did with my other tags. So these are some of the other tags. In fact, I think what we'll do with this one is we'll make it a bit taller, since it's kind of a tall image. So I'm going to get my paper cutter out just because it's a little bit quicker being on with all of you. And let's see. Let's maybe cut it there. Of course, we keep our scraps. And for now, we'll do it here. We may come back. So this is definitely a nice tall journaling card. I'm going to square my edges off a little bit more. It'll be tall and slim, and the paint is already dry, so you can see it's fairly quick. It doesn't take a long time to dry if you don't oversaturate it. You see if that's, yep, that's fairly even. Might take a little bit more off of this side. Like that Maybe I'll take a little bit. Maybe I'll take a little bit off the top here. Okay, I think that's good. So this will be a nice tall journaling tag. And you could certainly, you could do the cleaning of your, when I would say your brush, you could do that on line paper. So this could be the front of your tag, and then the back with the journaling could be this kind of watercolory line paper. Would be really cool to take that in another direction. I think that would have a really cool look. Really, really cool look. Okay, so I'm going to find a piece of my cardstock. I've just been working off of this stash that's next to me. I hope I didn't paint myself in a corner here and not have a piece that's large enough. But I do have a big stash of it. Ooh, I hope I have a big one. This one here. This one's a little wrinkly, but that'll work. Yeah, that'll definitely work. Move all this stuff aside a little bit. And I'm just going to use a glue stick. I find that works pretty good. And I am almost, so this was the last of my glue sticks. I had bought like a big pack of them at Office Depot, right? And I've been not very happy with them. And so this was the last one I pulled out of my bin last night. So I am getting close to where I will order all the different glue sticks that we've made a list of so that we can test those. We don't have too many people. I think most everybody that's in the chat here, I think I have, I think I've received feedback as far as the glue sticks that I have on the list. I think I have maybe 5 or 6 right now. So maybe I'll do like a poll or something. I think I could do that on YouTube. Maybe in the community tab. I don't know if I could do a poll. Does anybody know if I could do a poll and then have it where people can actually, well, I guess they could just type in a comment if they have one that they want me to test. And I'll have to think of a fun way to do that. And I'm excited because I haven't really been very happy with any glue stick in general that I've tried. Obviously not, because then I would have, I'm going to straighten that up a little bit more. Obviously, then I wouldn't want to be doing this test if I had found one that I love. Do you guys find sometimes you start straightening something and then you just have to keep going and going and going? Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see here. Okay, Angela, good. I'm going to pull up your picture. So Angela, I'm looking at both things. I'm looking at my phone. Okay, good. I'm going to pull up a picture. You know what it is though, Leanne? I have been wanting to get back to crafting for so long, and I've just been, it's probably just pent up creativity. I guarantee you at some point, I know I'm going to be on here with all of you and say, oh my gosh, my creative juices have stopped flowing, because it happens. It's happened to me many, many times over the years. It's just because I'm like, I've been wanting to get back to doing this for so long, you know, and I've had ideas that are in my head. Eventually, because it'll happen. Eventually I'll hit that point. It's just because it's like pent up excitement about being back and being back with all of you. I really think that that's it. Okay, so you're limited to 4. So maybe I'll just do a post and I'll say these are the glues, and maybe does anybody have any other brands that they want to add. In fact, I was Carrie the Paper Monkey. She had done She had posted a video, I think, earlier in the week, and then she had mentioned, because she must have watched when we were talking about testing glues. I don't even remember when I said it, because I think I say it constantly because I haven't found one that I love. And so I told her that I even added the glue that she said that she likes to use. So I added that to the list the other. I think that, you know what, Angela, let me look, because I feel like that's on, I think that's on my list. So I have the Tombow Mono. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I have Scotch Purple, which I think was Carrie's brand. Is Scotch, do you know, in the purple container, Angela, if that is also permanent, or does it look different? So maybe I need to add that, but I know she uses and was saying she likes the Scotch that's in the purple container. So maybe we'll have to look up to see if there's a difference between that color designation and being permanent. I have Elmer's Orange. Maybe that's Elmer's Orange top. And I think maybe that was who suggested that? I think it was Amy. I have Avery, and then I have the Yoo-Hoo. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have 5. Okay, so the Elmer's Purple. Okay, so I'm going to, oh wait, you've been using the Elmer's Orange and Elmer's Purple. Wow, this is a whole deep dive. Like, I feel like you could probably actually pick a brand like Elmer's, and Elmer's, right, probably has like 5 or 6. So Elmer's, do you think we should add Elmer's Purple, or is that kind of meh? Or is it just kind of okay? So the Scotch Permanent I had was purple. Okay. I'm going to put in my note permanent with a question mark, because we think maybe the permanent is the purple. Okay. Yeah. And if we think we should try the Elmer's Purple versus the Elmer's, and I know Amy said the Elmer's had an orange top, but I don't know if that meant that it's, the purple color, the glue itself is purple, or if there's a purple top. This could be this. You could just keep going. You could just keep going with this. I could see. Yeah. It's probably not a one-time thing either, right? It's probably something we can continue to revisit. Okay, I'm going to find some line paper for the back. And by the way, I do have a Dollar Tree haul that I need to do, but I have been loving this paper. And I feel like it's the first time I ever found it at the Dollar Tree, but I love the green and the kind of light, the dark green and kind of the turquoise. No, it's not turquoisey green. You see foamy green, but I've been using this a lot. Let's see, do I like it with that? No, I don't think I do. I do not think I do. I think we're good. I think we'll use this one for the back for whatever reason. Yeah, I love that paper. I wish there's not many pieces in the tablet. I wish I had bought 2, because I feel like I probably won't see it again. Let's see. Angela says, so looks different. I've been using the Elmer's Purple. Oh, no, wait, that's an old one, I think. Scotch Permanent I had was purple. Okay, so Scotch Permanent was a purple color. Hi, Tammy. So Tammy says I use the Elmer's Orange, which is extra strength. Let me look. Let me look at my little thing. Look at, by the way, my totally cute little paper pad that that Mary made me, Ancestral Beginnings. I love this. I keep all my little notes in it. Is that the cutest thing ever? I love these so much. I hope that she makes more of them. Mary, if you're watching, if you happen to watch this in the replay, I love these. I think they're so cute. In fact, I had bought one and gifted it as well. Let's see. So Elmer's orange, and I'm not showing the inside just because I have some other notes here. Not that they're super secret, but just notes about different projects I'm doing coming up for Vintage Craft and Chat. Let's see here. So Elmer's orange, which is extra strength. Where's my pen? Elmer's orange. Okay, so I'm going to write extra strength under the Elmer's orange. Okay, good. Oh, good. Yep. Go get your walk. Go get your walk, Leanne. You'll feel better. You'll have a good day. Always helps me. Okay, so I added the extra strength to the orange. Okay, perfect. I think we're good with that. And I don't know about all of you, the thing I do not like, and the reason why I want something more, and it probably has to do with extra strength and permanent, is I find on some of my things that when I use the glue stick, they're crunchy in a way, but I think it's because that the glue is creating kind of a crunchy layer and maybe kind of a separation, like it doesn't have a good hold. I don't know. I don't know that that even makes sense, but hard to describe. Like if air pockets get in it. And this one, I find it dries super quick. Like by the time I'm, and sometimes I do that lift thing where I come in and, I glue half of it, but it dries out really quick. And I don't necessarily love that. I'm going to try to line this up on the side here, just so hopefully I line up with the lines fairly good. And I try to be really good. I love using, this is just an old, used up Starbucks coffee card here. And I try to be very good about really burnishing my things. And I can see I need to do a little bit of corner, but that's normal for me to come in with my art glitter. Oh, I haven't, Tammy Renee. Has anyone used the glue pens? I got one from Temu. No, but I would love to know. Do you like it? Do you like them? And are there multiples? Are they like different brands? Oh, I'm almost out of my art glitter here, but I did order a refill. Oh, there we go. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to go get my refill out of the cabinet. Let's see. Okay, so Terry hasn't. Kathy says, I looked at them, but it costs more than the amount you got in the bottle, not cost effective for me. Tammy says she hasn't used it yet. They came in a pack of 3. Okay, very interesting. Well, let us know. Let us know how you think they work, what the quality is like. I feel like I was watching somebody's video and they were talking about glue that they got, that they bought from Temu, but I don't really remember if they necessarily said they liked it or not. Oh, you know what it was? I think they said that oh no, maybe they did say they liked it, but then it was sold out or they couldn't find it again. Maybe it was something like that. I honestly, that's pretty much what I have, what I watch pretty much exclusively is like crafting content videos. And sometimes I just have it playing in the background just for noise. Kind of, I guess it would be similar if I had the radio on and listening to radio. So sometimes I half listen, or I take things in by osmosis, I guess. So sometimes I don't necessarily know who I heard something from. That's so incredibly vague, right? Makes sometimes the conversations I have with people very vague. My kids and my husband are just like, yeah, they just like roll their eyes. Well, that looks super. Let's see if I can come in and straighten that up a little bit. The top doesn't matter. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so let's come in and let's round our corners. Where are my corner rounders? And then let's give our top a little bit of interest. And I like this kind of I use the medium a lot. Well, I use all of them. I use all three, but I tend to like this medium for something that's that skinny. And let's see. Let's do the large corner punch at our top here. I think everything seems glued down fairly well. And let's see, how do we want to do the top? So some of these, some I did a little tab. I think some I did a tab top. Some I did the little hole. I think I'm going to do the hole because, no, I'm going to do the tab top for that reason. Let's do the tab top because it has a little bit, a few more steps. What happened to here we go. Here's my punch here, and let's use some craft paper because we have a ton of that. I feel like it's going to take me years to go through all this craft paper I have. And I have so many little pieces of it because I used to use, I used to make a lot of gift tags and things for my other business. And so I ended up with a lot of little offcuts of things. Put that to the side. And let's see if we like the way it looks with this. I've been actually doing this paper punch, and I've been coming in and cutting off. I don't know, for certain things, I like the little tab cut off, especially for tags that are a little bit more narrow. I don't like that little piece there. So we're going to do that. And then let's give it a little bit of base texture. Where are my stamps? So I found it was really kind of cute to come in here and put a little bit of kind of 2 layers of stamping. And let me find here. Oh, you like the tape rollers? Remind me. Here in a minute. I will look up the pictures. The tape rollers. I haven't tried the tape rollers. That's very good to know. And Angela says, you have a bunch of stamps in my cart I need to order. Yeah, I find I do little tiny. I don't really fall for the, like, you have to spend 25, because they do that thing. You have to spin the wheel and then you have to spend like $15 or $20. And I find I've just been doing like little tiny orders. I'm just being very conscious and specific, and I'll just order like 5 things or something. I don't try to get to that threshold. And I think I'm not spending as much. Yeah, because Tammy says, yes, I get crazy, Angela, with Temu. Then I go back and dwindle down. Yeah, so I keep a lot of things in my cart, but then I find I'll go back and I'm like, oh, I'm not so into that. Or I don't love that as much as I originally thought. And then I'm glad I didn't buy it. Right? I'm glad I didn't I'm glad I didn't end up buying it. So I'm just taking, I just have one of these stamps that looks like it has a little bit of random script on it. And I'm just stamping that on either side. And I'm using this VersaFine Vintage Sepia. I probably should use this a little bit more. I dug it out of my drawer and I've had it for years and years and years. And I feel like it's one of those colors I should use a little bit more. Let's see, I'm gonna put this here just to clean it off. And then my Tim Holtz stamps, which I've been loving. I can't say enough good things about these stamps. I think the quality is really fun. And what did I use for the other ones? Let's see, do we want to use something different? We'll have to see what fits. I used this book number 710 for the other ones. Let's see what this one looks like. I think this one's small enough, and I don't know that I've used that one yet. We'll use that one. That's cute. That one is very cute. And we need our black. I did this, I made this little thing the other day. You guys will laugh. So I keep my laptop that's in front of me, and it's on a little, it's like a vintage, I picked it up at an estate sale. It's like a little step stool, like a little handmade kind of thing. And I painted it a bunch of years ago, and the kids were actually using it in the bathroom. It's like a really low step stool, you know, when they were little to reach the sink. But it's very low. It has a piece of wood, so it's very low. And I shove my ink pads under, but then they get way under because I start slipping others in front of them. And so it was so funny the other day. I had this, I think it was for Trader Joe's. I don't know, it was some container. So I'm like, oh, I think that'll fit because I've been looking for something that'll fit. And of course, I tried to take the label off of it, and then the label was super sticky, so it wasn't sliding. I need to do Goo Gone, but like that's your that's just like a MacGyver thing. So I stuck a piece of cardboard on here just so it would slip under there. It actually works pretty good, but it doesn't look very pretty. It looks kind of it looks kind of crazy, but eventually I'll get my Goo Gone out and see if I can take off I was being practical. When I was in Savers the other day, I was looking for like a low metal bin that I could buy, but in thinking back, I think all the ones I saw, I don't think they would have worked. I think they would have been too high because it's probably only like 2 inches, if that. So, okay. And then I just came back in with another stamp and just stamped over it. I think that has a really cute look. And before we do that, let's give a little bit of inking. Let's come in and ink the edges before we glue that on. And my go-to vintage photo. My daughter the other day, she was asking like kind of what I would want for Mother's Day, and I have a birthday coming up, and so I said, oh, I'd like to try one of the other kind of brownie Tim Holtz inks. So we'll see. I do like this color though. I like the tone of the vintage photo. That's pretty good. Let's see. You know what, Angela? I think you do have it because when you sent me pictures of your ACT cards, I think the mushrooms look similar. I think we have that same stamp set that we got. I think I got mine from Temu. I bet we have the same one. So that's actually one that I keep out a lot. I tend to use that one a lot. And of course my splatter This is my absolute favorite stamp. And I think that came from that same one with the mushrooms. Tammy's saying, I just love how this watercolor turned out. Yeah, it makes it totally different. Totally different. And it's so easy. You don't even have to be a watercolor painter professional person. Let's see. Tammy says yours sits on 2 thick antique books. Yep, it's whatever works. Yeah. And I like this little, I like it too. It raises it up high enough, but I like that I can kind of shove things underneath it. So I would like to actually find something longer. That would be my thing if I could find it and that would hold all my ink pads. But I guess I could just get whatever. I can't remember what came in there now. What was in that? I feel like it was something from Trader Joe's. Not a salad. There's one of their salads that I love. It's like my kids make fun of me. It's the Thai. Have you guys had that? The Thai chicken. What is it? Crunchy. Has the peanut dressing. Oh my gosh. I love that salad. I should look. I don't know if they have sometimes they'll have the dressing. They'll sell the dressing. I should look. And I've tried to make, sorry, I have something stuck on my nail, or it's just my nail that's ripped. Get rid of that. I've tried to make a peanut dressing because I love that salad so much. I've tried to make my own, but it just wasn't the same. Probably need to play around with it a little bit more. Hi, Gypsy Moon. Welcome. Oh, good. It's kind of fun though. It's fun running into each other. We have like kind of a smaller community. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. I'm glad you love journaling and junk journals too. So there's our little tab. And then the other thing I had fun with was making little, because I'm obsessed with this stamp set. Let's see if one of these fits, but I like coming in. This one I use Kraft, the brown Kraft paper, but these stamps I made from and this is, I'm sorry, I keep saying stamp set. This is the field notes, the Tim Holtz field notes. And so let's see if maybe we can get one of these to fit down at the bottom. And these sort of look like dictionary page illustrations to me. So let's see if we can make one of those fit. I don't know if the flower or the butterfly. I might like the butterfly just because of the way the flowers look. Let's see here. That's cute too. I think I like the butterfly. So let's do that one. And I find that they work really well stamped on vintage book paper. In fact, you can see here's some off stamps where I've stamped the image and then I've just come back to clean off the stamp and then I'll just stamp it again. So it's lighter, but I'll eventually use those in a collage. But for this one, I want something that's darker. Where's my black ink? Get my little pad here. And rather than sticking it into the pad, I find sometimes, especially with this set, I find I have a little bit more success when I kind of do it the opposite way. See that? No, that was not a good impression. It might be the paper. This paper is much thinner than the piece I've been working with. It was a much thicker book page, but let me stick that down a little bit better. Yep, that's better. User error. Good. How do you clean stamps? You know, I think they have stamp cleaner. Sometimes I'll just take baby wipes and do it. I don't know if that's the best way to do it. but I'm very bad, Tammy. I'm very bad about sort of keeping my, and I'm just coming in and ripping this just to give it kind of a ripped edge look, because the stamp is, the stamp itself, right? It's just kind of partial image. So I think it makes it look really cool to come in and rip it because it has that look anyway. I get a little bit tighter. I'm not good with my stamps. I'm not good with cleaning them. But that's typically what I have next to me. And what I'll use is like a baby wipe. But I know they do have professional, a lot of the stamping manufacturers, I think they do have some like professional grade stamp cleaning stuff, but I've never tried it or own it. Let's see. Let's see, what does Kathy say? I've been trying for years to find a recipe that tastes like the bourbon chicken we used to get in the mall. I love bourbon chicken. I loved it. Stupid crud that wiped out all the good. Yeah. So the restaurant went away. Oh my gosh. There, I worked downtown San Diego for a number of years. And then I moved up to LA, and then I worked downtown LA. I was in the finance industry and investment management. And there was a restaurant that a bunch of us used to go to at lunchtime, and it was kind of like a kung pao chicken kind of thing. I don't know what it was. Oh my gosh. We would at least go there once a week, sometimes more, because we all loved it so much. And it was, oh, it was so, I don't think it was kung pao chicken, but it was something similar. This stuff was probably like your bourbon chicken. It was so crazy good. I was so good, I still think about it, and that was probably, I don't know, 30 years ago or something. It was that good. Let's see. I use wipes too, or water and paper towel, whatever is near. Okay, good. So that's about what I'm that's about what I do. Okay, let me look at Instagram right now because I'll forget. I like a squirrel. Let me look at that before. Oh, and Kathy too. Kathy, I wanted to show your picture, so I'm going to go over there. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay, so these are the manila folders that Angela is crafting with. Nice. So those are going to be big. So are you doing them? Are you going to run them? Like, will she put them this way in a box, or are they going to, or will they stick up that high? Or is that just your whole, maybe that's the whole folder. Do you like how I ask all these questions? Oh, okay. Never mind. I didn't look at the second picture. Okay, so there's the dividers and the size that you're making. Very cool. Ooh, I can't wait to see. Yeah, keep us posted and let us know what the finished ones look like. Are you going to put, and if you're going to put little tabs on the top? So cute. And does Katie have a box or a container, or are you making that too? That's one of the things I have on my to-do list at some point in time, is to make a whole like a box, like collage the box, cover it, and use it for storage, like ephemera storage. So cool. So I wanted to show this because I did not show this when we were discussing craft organization, and I wanted to come back and show that picture. So this is Kathy Wiseman. She sent this picture to me, and this is how she stores a lot of her crafting supplies. So on one of these kind of metal, what do we call these? What do we call them? Why do I want to say butcher block? Oh my gosh, like weird words that are coming. Baker's rack. That's it, Julie. Baker's rack, a butcher block. So that's really good. And it's nice too with the thinner, like the thin bins. And I have some of these too. They're nice. I keep my Christmas trees, and they're, because you can stack them. But they're not as tall as the big bins. So very good. And I like how you have your, oh,
Unknown caller.
Decline spam. I thought I put the do not disturb. I like how you keep your roll there on the side. Oh, maybe I didn't put my, well, we probably won't get disturbed. Let's see. You might you might have to buy some bourbon. Were you not putting the bourbon in the bourbon chicken? It's funny. Do it, do it. Okay, so she probably has something cool, like a cool like wooden container or crate or something. Katie always has the coolest. She has the coolest stuff. I love Katie's just like her taste in antiques and the things that she loves. She does so good with curation and just kind of, yeah, her whole vibe, how she decorates her home. 12 categories. Cool, cool. Hi, Amy. Hello, hello. Welcome. Let's see. Shelves. I know. Butcher. Where did I get butcher block? Yeah, that was like baker's rack. See, this is B words. Ba 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 ba. Oh, if you have something that you want to share, like a picture or something, just send it to me on Instagram, maybe, if you have something to share. I will be happy to share it. I'm glad you're here. Hope you're having a good day. I hope your craft fair went well too. Let's see. Angela says there's a tab at the top of the card, so you're going to handwrite the categories in that space. That is awesome. That is awesome. And Amy said she was playing with her nephew. He surprise visited today. Well, that's a good thing. Surprise visits from the little ones in the family are always a good thing. Those are always good. And so I came in here, I ripped this, I think I said that, and then I just inked the edges a little bit just to give it a little bit of a distressed look. And I'm just kind of keeping these tags kind of simple. I can come back in maybe later and collage a little bit more on it, but I don't know, I think it's simple, which is the one embellishment on there. It allows the flowers to take front and center. Maybe we'll come in with my little splatter stamp that I can't seem to get enough of. Although I didn't do that on the others, did I? So that's cute. Yeah, I didn't add anything on those. So there is our one finished tag. And you can really go to town on these. You can do them in a much shorter time than me. Of course, it always takes me much longer to kind of get through the project because we're hanging out and we're chatting and we're having fun. But let me grab, where are my other ones? So this is what I was kind of comparing to. So this was the toilet paper and paper towel roll video project that I had posted. And so these were images, color images that I had taken from a botanical book. And there's the tag in the middle, but very similar. That's a very, very, very similar look. So if you haven't yet, these are the books that we're all looking for in the thrift shop and the library book sales and the estate sales. These are always the books that we get excited when we find, but you don't need to have a colorized botanical book. You can get that look, very similar look. And of course, you can probably do a better watercolor painting job than I did, but right, they have a very similar look. And you can too, the other thing to do, which I haven't done yet, is you can watercolor the images and then you can fussy cut them. And then you could get something that totally looks like this. You can fussy cut the images out and then you could do a collage and layer them and it will look exactly like that. I think almost identical. I think. Let's see. It did good. I'm glad, Amy. I am glad. I'm glad you had a successful craft fair. I can't wait to hear about it.
And then Kathy said, just don't lift holding the side and drop the container when the claps. I've done that before, Kathy. Oh my goodness. So is it one that do they all clip into each other? So I have a small container. It's probably why it was at Savers. But it was brand new. It had like all the cardboard packaging around, but my guess is they probably had multiple and they're like, I don't want these anymore. But it's a smaller, maybe, I don't know, 8 inches tall by like say 8 by 12 or something like that. But it's 3 sections. And I thought, oh my gosh, this will be great for my little tiny like miniatures that I use in my assemblages, like my little wooden, little Easter eggs and birds and stuff like that. And it has little sections in the middle, but I need to get rid of it because multiple times I haven't had the things latched well enough, or maybe they're just defective. I'm going to say maybe they're just defective. Oh my gosh, so many times I've like gone to lift the handle and then the thing comes off and the things go everywhere. It's so frustrating. Oh my gosh. Have you done that too, Angela? I'm like, what is going on? And they're all over the floor. They're not organized anymore. So terrible. Yes, Kathy is on Instagram as just Kathy Weissman, right? Kathy, I think. Yeah, just her first, just like it's spelled here, her first and last name. Yep, exactly like it's spelled. You should be able to find her easily. And that's it. You know what? Let me pull the calendar up. If you guys have any more questions about these, let me know. If anybody is watching in the replay and you have a question, just leave a comment below. I'm very good about checking and answering questions as quick as I can. Actually, probably even much quicker than sending me a message on Instagram, but you can always feel free to do that as well. You can send me a message on Instagram. So these are the ones that I sort of did for the demo, and they were in the thumbnail. And of course, here's the one we did today, and that is so cute. In fact, this is going in my garden theme little golden book junk journal. So this definitely will make its way into that journal. So super cute. And then, oh, that's right, Mulligan. Oh, that's right. It's not Kathy Weissman, Mulligan Weissman. Yeah. Oh, okay, good. Good, Amy. Okay, good. I am going to look it up. Okay, good. And I'm glad Gypsy Moon found Kathy, so that's good. Okay, let me go back to Instagram. And here we go. Let's see here. Oh, it's like flipping through. Let's see. I think I have my do not disturb. So that's one thing that Amy sent. So is this the brand of the watercolors? Let's see. How come I can't pull the other one up? Oh, once you click on it, then you can't see. Okay, here. Oh my gosh, look at how wonderful Amy's stored. Okay, it's gonna flip through so you guys can see. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Such a cutie. Your little, okay, there we go again. I don't know if you want your nephew showing. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. That looks so good, Amy. That is great. That is great storage. So Amy says my messy art storage. I don't think it's messy. I think it looks really good. Some of mine is like really crazy and explosive. So I think, let me see if I could click on it again. So Amy's saying, I recommend this watercolor palette off Amazon, great transparent and affordable paints. For some reason, I can't come back to it, but we did see I don't like that about Instagram. I don't know why let me go out and come back in. I've just noticed that before. Like once you view the photos, they just go away. Does anybody know a way around that? Or type in the, okay, so it is the, okay, the My Lang. I'm going to write that down. Where's my little folder here? I'm going to write that down. And I honestly, we probably have 4 watercolor palettes here at the house because of my daughter. And not that any of them are that great. And one's like a gouache. I'm going to write that down. Watercolor paint. One of them is a gouache one, which is kind of interesting. That I actually tried a couple weeks ago, but then I came back to this little cheapy one. I don't know why. I like the colors that I get, that I can mix and the colors I get. So it's MEI Lang. All right, I'm going to look that up. It was from Amy. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, you have to save it. See, I don't even know how to do that. Hi, Jan. How are you? How are you? I'm so glad you're here. You sent me the link to join you guys on Saturday, and I should have messaged back. I couldn't. The kids and I were out getting passports, getting our passport paper. We're not my daughter and I think, are taking a trip this summer where we need them, but just the whole family needed them in general. So in fact, we had to drive like an hour away because we couldn't get appointments here close by. I hope you're good, my friend. I'm sad I missed it. The one that you did the weekend before, I was sitting here crafting and I didn't listen to it all the way through, but I had it playing while I was crafting. It made me feel like I was hanging out with you. You and me, Mia and Noelle. So that was a nice treat, even though I wasn't hanging out with you in person. See, Angela says yes. If you're using the camera in IG, oh okay. Oh okay. So if you message and take the picture as you're in the messaging, is that what makes it go away? So if you take a regular pic through your camera app, then go in the chat and upload, the pic will stay. Okay, that is good to know. Did it just end? Oh, I'm excited to go back and watch. Was it fun? I bet it was a blast. I'm excited. Yeah, Kathy, when Kathy came in this morning, she said that that Jan and Doug were on. So I'm going to go back and watch. Let's see. No worries. We're just working. Family stuff is more fun than work stuff. Oh, I know, but I want to come and hang out with you guys sometime. I want to hopefully make that happen. Everybody's saying hello. Yes, we all love Doug. And isn't it so funny? We all say Doug. None of us just say Doug. He is officially Doug. And that was right. You called him. That was you, Jan, right? You nicknamed him Doug. Oh my gosh. And I know he loves that name too. Yeah, because he's special and awesome. Yeah, isn't he great? Oh, good. I'm so excited to go back and watch. I am excited. All right, let me get my calendar out and kind of see what do we have coming up here. Okay, so here's today. We did the watercolor tags. Of course, this Sunday is Mother's Day, so I wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And even if you're not a mother, I think we all mother, right? Whether we're mothering other family members or friends, I think in general we all can qualify as being mothers and nurturers. So I hope everybody has a really awesome Mother's Day and doing something you love on that day. Can I share the really funny thing that we are doing on Mother's Day for me? So a little unknown thing. I love sci-fi movies. I'm like a sci-fi kind of movie nut. Not that I attend and go to all the sci-fi movies, but in general, I just love that genre. That's probably something you guys didn't know about me. I love the old Walking Dead. I just kind of funny things. So my Mother's Day of choice this year, I love the Planet of the Apes movies, like the newer ones, and we've actually gone back and we've rewatched them all the last couple weeks. But my request to the kids and my husband Jim was that I wanted to go see the new Planet of the Apes movie that's coming out, which is a kind of a really weird thing to do on Mother's Day, but that was what my request was. So we have tickets, and so we have like a 2 o'clock. I think we have 2 o'clock tickets. So I have to pick a place to go to lunch, but that was my request. I want to go to lunch. I haven't picked the lunch place yet, but not that it'll be fancy, and get some snacks to kind of sneak in my big. I'll have a big purse that day. And watch the movie. So that's kind of that's like the really funny thing that we're doing. But I'm excited. Yes, it's this, isn't it? Or is it not this weekend? Yeah, Mother's Day. Mother's Day is wait. Yeah, the 12th. And what's today? The 9th? Let me make sure I'm not misquoting. Yes, today's the 9th and Mother's Day is the 12th. So this Sunday is Mother's Day, Jan. Is Mother's Day. So super funny way that I'm spending it. But if you don't know though, like my craziness with all those kind of movies, it totally makes sense. So that's the fun thing we're going to be doing this Sunday. And actually, another funny thing is I won't be spending it with my stepmom, but my dad my dad and stepmom, they actually have tickets to watch Planet of the Apes the same day, and we've all kind of been going back and rewatching the movie separately. Like we've gone all the way back to like 1968 and the 70s movies, which are super corny and strange. So we've all kind of like revisited, and you can go online and see what order of like, so we watch, we watch the newer ones, kind of where they go in the timeline. So it's been kind of a funny. So we've been doing that separately, kind of virtually, and then talking about the movies, and they're going to go see the movie the same day. So that's kind of fun. Let's see what else we have. So next week, the Little Golden Book tutorial series that Leanne and I are doing. Next week, we are on my channel, and that'll be part 4. I now have that stuck in my head, part 4. And yesterday we showed everyone, Leanne showed everyone how to sew in our signatures. And then this coming week, we will be doing pockets and embellished pockets. So flips and tuck spots and belly bands and all the ways you can create little pockets and tuck spots to hold ephemera and photos and junk journaling cards and journaling cards like this one today. So we'll be learning how to make pockets and things to hold our cute little cards for our junk journal. So that'll be fun. And the thumbnail is already up for that. And the supply list is already included too. So that's next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, kind of the same time frame that we do Vintage Craft and Chat. And then I think next week, even though it's kind of soon, I might be doing a Father's Day type craft, maybe Father's Day card. I haven't quite worked out the design yet. So that'll either be next week or on the 23rd, because I feel like I kind of missed the boat with Mother's Day. I should have been a little bit more focused on that. So I don't know. There might be a little flippy flop there. And that's about it. I have another haul video. I have a couple that I need to video and get that posted. So probably this weekend, if not Monday, I'll have another haul video posted. And I think that's it. And then the last Thursday, we've sort of been doing these conversational get-togethers rather than having a craft. And last month in April, that last Thursday, we talked about organization, craft organization, all that kind of stuff. So on the 30th, the last Thursday, we are going to be talking about creative blocks. What happens when we get a creative block, and just all the different kind of things that come with it, because it happens to all of us. It doesn't matter what your craft is. Well, I shouldn't say that. It may not happen to some people, but whether you're a sewer or a quilter or a painter, junk journal or paper craft or whatever it is, sometimes we just hit those, oh, I don't know what to do. So anyway, I've been making notes. I've been talking to friends. I've been talking to my daughter a lot about this topic because she's an artist. So we've been having a lot of fun, kind of putting talking points together. And I wish she could join us in the summer. Once she's done with a college class, so she has one more class she has to take this summer. But she definitely, I think, will be joining us on some vintage crafted chats. She'll probably be teaching us some things, and we have some fun projects we want to try out and try our hand at. So I'm excited that she'll be able to join us this summer. Let's see here. Happy Mother's Day, Gypsy Moon. I hope you have a wonderful one. Thank you for stopping in. Have a great day. Is that what you're going through right now, Tammy? Yeah, and a lot of people do. So I think this is going to be a good topic. And this is probably a topic we'll probably circle around a bit too, here and there. But Leanne and I were talking, and I don't know, it just like struck, that's just a great topic. And I've been there a lot too. I'm not there presently, but I know I eventually I will be there again. It just happens to all of us. It doesn't, yeah, I don't think anybody's really immune. Let's see. Kathy says, growing up, every year we won't celebrate Mother's Day at my grandmother's because her birthday was on the 19th, and every year would either rain or we would freeze to death, but by your uncle's grill. I love that. You guys probably look back on that and laugh about it. Yeah, and this Mother's Day has been interesting. So my mother-in-law, her birthday, I think we talked about that before. Her birthday was May 14th, and so as a family, I would say this is probably going to be the first Mother's Day that's just my own Mother's Day. We pretty much, since my kids were born, and obviously way before that, we always got together as a family on my husband's side, and we would do Mother's Day celebration and celebrate my mother-in-law's birthday. So that was always, I mean, we've done that for an ever and ever, even before the kids were born. So I'm kind of being a little selfish this year. Kind of like happy. I was like, okay, I want to plan something kind of weird and crazy for Mother's Day. Blockage. Yeah, blockage. For years. Yeah. Is that like, oh, Kathy, you're saying you've had a blockage for years. Okay. Or is it, so generally, you generally have that creative blockage. That is interesting. And I would say I've had it for years and years, off and on. I'm going to grab my tablet because I've been making notes. I'm just running across I actually was drinking coffee on the other side of the room this morning, and I was texting another friend who's not here in the chat here with us today, but we were kind of texting and discussing the topic too, because I think we all have it. We all have it. Yeah, I'm just going to make myself a note. I think it's going to be a really good topic of conversation. Like, so the question would be, what happens if it lasts for a long time, right? Like Kathy says, for years. And I have some things that have worked really well for me as well. And maybe they might work for you guys. I don't know. But what I'm really excited to about this topic is that we will all have lots of good suggestions that we can type into the chat. So I'm really excited about that because I have things to share, but I think I will get a lot out of what you guys have to say about the topic too. What happens if it lasts for a long time or years? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good, I'm adding that. Oh, and Tammy says, okay, so even decorating. So I took down Easter and it's taking me forever to put summer up. I just stand there. I've had that too. I've had that where I'm like doing my tiered trays or I'm doing, yeah, whatever it is with the decorating and you just kind of like, okay, now what? And it is, a lot of it is feeling. That's it. And Amy, I'm writing that down too. Yeah, a lot of it is feeling overwhelmed. When you're overwhelmed. And overwhelmed can be, see, now I'm already talking about it because I like talking about this topic because it's like near and dear. And sometimes overwhelmed, it could be that you're just overwhelmed with other things in life that have nothing to do with crafting. It could just be that you're overwhelmed with maybe responsibilities that you have or other things that are causing a lot of stress and strain and anxiety kind of things, life things that you're going through, and that can create blockage. And like Amy is saying, too many ideas. But I'm going to write that down. Too many. What if you have too many ideas? How do you kind of rein things in and organize your thoughts? All right. This is great. I know we've been on for a long time. We've been over 2 hours. So I'm sorry if I'm keeping anybody a long time. Yeah. How do you organize your thoughts, organize your ideas? This is all great. This is great. I have a feeling this will probably be something that we'll probably do we'll probably touch on this multiple times. And then Kathy's saying, yeah, then don't decorate until you feel right about it, Tammy. Yeah, and sometimes we feel pressure, especially if we're, I don't, you're when you're on Instagram or, just whatever, we're watching YouTube and we're looking at Instagram and we're seeing all these people that are decorating and doing all this stuff. So sometimes we feel the pressure like, oh, okay, we need to do too. And certainly, those of us that share pictures and engage in that, which is super fun, but sometimes you just really feel the pressure to do it. Like I didn't decorate. Of course, we had all that stuff going on with my mother-in-law, but I didn't decorate for Easter, and I usually always do. I just wasn't feeling it this year, and I didn't do any Easter decoration, and it felt good. Like I just took the pressure off. Like I didn't need to do it. I just let my, yeah, I just did what felt right or what felt comfortable. So Amy's saying my brain gets overload and then I don't make any of them. Yeah, that's a super common thing. And I'll share on that kind of what has been working for me lately, because I get that way too. I get that way too. What is Tammy saying? Oh, the don't decorate if you don't feel right about it. Yeah, but that's true. We shouldn't feel the pressure. Well, you shouldn't ever put pressure on yourself to do or you have to look at that. Like, yeah, if it, and I, and the older I get, I feel that way more about things. Like, if I'm not feeling it, I'm like, I'm not going to do it." Like, I try to go with my gut. I try to go like, what direction is the universe pushing me in, right? I've kind of gotten that, and I've gotten to where I just don't, I'm just not into that. I don't want to do it. So I've tried to listen to that little voice a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, Tammy says, yeah, that probably is it. My grandson, yeah, dying last month. I know, Tammy. Yeah, still in shock and not into it, I guess. Why do we do that? I do it for me. Linda could care less. Yeah, and I've done that. I've even done that like at Christmas, like where we've had some stuff, going on that was difficult at, Christmas time with my mother-in-law one year. And, I did a little tree in the family room, and I decorated the family room because of course we have the kids here with us, but like I didn't put the big tree up, and that was okay. Like that was good. I had a little touch of it, and that was good, and that was fitting for the time that we were in, and the like, how we were feeling. And so it's okay to do. Just give yourself permission. I think give yourself permission. And Amy says, I don't even have a place to decorate anymore. Had an apartment for 7 years, and now you live with your mom, so it's hard. I do miss it, but I know it's temporary. Yeah. And sometimes just like I didn't do any Easter decorating, but I had a couple. I have like brass. I love like little brass figurines and stuff. I have a little bit of a collection. And so they weren't with my Easter, but I had two brass bunnies, and I pulled those out of the drawer and I put those out. And then I had some, I think they're not pussy willows. What are they, like the white, the little, I think that's what they are, like on the brown branch with the little white, kind of fluffy. And they were fresh. They had come in a floral arrangement that a friend had given me, and I just let them dry. So I will keep them. I'll just use them. And I just stuck those in a vase. And that was kind of spring-like, and that was enough. We just had a little touch in the family room, and then that kind of worked. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard when we feel like we don't have our normal kind of our normal space. But that's a good thing to know, Amy, that life changes, and things are just temporary. And then going through grief and how we're feeling right now, that it's not that it ever goes away, because it doesn't go away, but it gets a little bit easier. It gets a little bit easier with time, and then you're able to kind of enjoy the things that you used to enjoy, because we know our loved ones would want us to you know keep enjoying life and living, but it's very difficult. Yeah. And your mom, yeah. Yeah, is that what they are? Yeah, and I had 2 little sprigs of that, and I stuck those in a vase, and I put my little brass bunnies, and I called it a day. That was it. That was it. So we'll see. I don't know what I'll do for 4th of July. I'm kinda getting a little bit, more in that mode. I'll definitely decorate. In fact, I should turn my camera. I would definitely decorate behind me, because I like doing the kind of decorating my little craft space here behind me. In fact, I think I still have Easter. I have Easter stuff still, I think. Do I? Yeah, I still have like eggs and Easter baskets, and I also have a St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. So that tells you, yeah, I have I have like 2 or 3 Eastery things and a St. Patrick's Day thing. So I'm like all over the place and very behind. I'm very behind. Hi, Amy. How are you? Sometimes it's easiest just to make a little shrine of things that make you happy, especially on non-holiday times. Yes, I love my little shelfies, and I don't have them out right now, but I have these like little tiny curio shelves that were my mom. Sometimes I keep them in the kitchen. I love those. I like little miniature things and things that make me happy and things I love, and little books, and just, I don't know, just little things I picked up here and there. Some things are my mom, some, little gifts from friends. So sometimes it's nice just to have that little, area of like fun little vintagey things you picked up. Yeah, it's kind of like a little shrine instead of specific to that holiday. Yeah. Yeah, same thing. And I haven't had my tiered tray. I got really into doing tiered trays, like kind of during the shutdown. And that was fun. In fact, I have like, yeah, it's a 3-tier one, and I would put it in the middle of the
dining table in our family room because that's where we eat our meals because I have taken over this spot here in the living room. And it was fun. Kind of like made it a little bit festive. We were like stuck in the house. So that was fun, like to decorate that. I had a good time with that. But I haven't been using it as much as I did. Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah. And even a little, maybe it'd be nice too, you could even do, little things that remind you of your grandson too. That's a nice thing to do, right? Maybe pictures or little mementos. We have my mother-in-law's ashes here right now as we have family that'll probably travel and kind of give us time to plan, before we put her to rest. And so we have her here, and I have this little Kokeshi doll collection that I started because of her. She gave me a set that was hers, and so I've collected them over the years, and friends have given me some, so I have this little collection. So she's hanging out with the Kokeshi dolls, and then we found some little older pictures of like my husband and his sister and brother, and when my mother-in-law was younger. And I have these, cute little pictures and in flower frocks. So she's kind of amongst all, and I know she would like that because she liked looking at the dolls when she came over. So anyway, so that's it. Well, thank you, friends. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me today. I know. Did you walk and now you're back? We've been gabbing. We've been just talking about life stuff, and we started talking about the creative block subject again, Leanne, because we all, I was talking to a friend, the friend I was texting, she's not necessarily hardcore crafter, like all of us kind of are here right now in the chat. And she was said, like, she even gets it, right? She does things that are creative, like a little bit more on a casual level, and she gets it too. So it's very common. We all seem to keep talking about it. Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of, I took pictures and sent it once we had her all set up. I sent to my niece and my brother-in-law. So I think, and she would like it. Even when she had dementia, like kind of really late stage, she loved like looking at books, and just, I would show her like a lot of the little things I craft, and I would like give her like the Kokeshi dolls to hold and look at, because those were all the things she would still kind of remember, like her time, growing up in Okinawa, and all those little things. So I think she would like it. Let's see. Amy says, I have to go. Mom is having me pick up dinner. I love this little crafty family. I do too, Amy. Look forward to Thursdays. Thank you. You're welcome, Amy. And we're glad you're a part of the crafty family here with us. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to say goodbye because I could just sit here and talk for hours. And I know you all have important things to do. And all right, that's it. All right. I love everybody. And I hope you have a good day and a good week. And I will see you next Wednesday here, Leanne and I. And I'll see you next Thursday. Okay. Bye-bye.